Wreaths are great as Christmas decorations. This one is small, 3 decoration size. There are 3 crocheted strips that have been plaited together, and then a separate bow and a ribbon and the middle. And the wreath looks very different depending on what kind of yarn you are using. These 2 are double knitting weight wool, and this one is slightly finer. It's 3 different kinds of glitter yarn. At first I had a glitter ribbon on this here one, but then I decided to change it into a red one. Because these are so small, you only need a very small amount of yarn for each. So this is also a great scrap yarn project. I'm Tuula, and I love everything to do with crochet, also knitting. We can now get on with the tutorial, except that if you haven't signed up to my channel yet, you could do that now. And then let's start. So the first of the 3 strips. I have a slip knot here to start, and I'm simply making it using the chainless foundation in single crochets. That's single crochets using American terms, it's double crochet in British terms. Chain 2, and then I'm starting the chainless foundation, which means, if you are not familiar with it, that you crochet the chain and the first row at the same time. Insert hook into the first stitch and pull through. Then yarn over, but not through both, but only the first one. And then yarn over, and then you pull through both of them. Then insert the hook through both sides of the stitch we just made there. Yarn over and pull through that stitch like this. Yarn over, and again you pull through one. That means that we are making the chain on the left and the first row on the right. And then yarn over and pull through both. And this is what we repeat until it's long enough. And I'm making each of the strips 20 centimeters or 8 inches long. So again, insert the hook through both sides of this here stitch. Yarn over and pull through them. Yarn over through first stitch and yarn over and through both. So like this until you have a piece that is 20 centimeters or 8 inches long. Here's one, and leave the yarn ends to one of the 3 because you will need them for sewing it together. And then make 2 more. I already have them, a green one and a blue one, and fasten off the yarn ends on these 2. Then thread one end of these and we'll sew them together at the end. I like to have them right way around so that you clearly see this here stitch on top and not the way the wrong side is. That there, and the third one. And then just a few stitches to keep them together. And finish off this yarn by putting it inside the stitches there. And cut it. And then plait them together or plait them together depending on where you are from. Without twisting them. To the end there, and then sew that end together and then form it so that it becomes round, a wreath shape, and then sew it again at the top so that it sticks together. Just a few stitches, and then finish off that yarn. Then we'll do the bow, and it's also very simple. Chain 20, chain 20, and then attach that to the start and make sure it doesn't twist. So using a slip stitch, make that into a round. And then what we are going to do is crochet around this here small ring 4 times using single crochet into the back loop. First chain 1 and then a single crochet into each of the chain stitches. Right round like this. And at the end of the round, finish it off with a slip stitch and then start the next round so that you only take the back loop of the stitches in front of you of the previous round. That way it gives a little bit more structure to it. And like this, so that you have 4 rounds. Now I have 4 rounds, and then fasten off the yarns again. Then we need this here little bit that shapes the bow. Make a slip knot and leave a bit of yarn for sewing up the bow. And this is very small. You just chain 7. 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have a slip stitch into each of the stitches. Not the first one, but starting with the second one. Slip stitch directly through. Insert the hook into it, take a yarn over and pull straight through. That into each of the stitches. And after we get this done, then we tighten this around the bow. And I'll make a stitch and then cut this the same length as the other one. Thread both of these yarns into a needle, then set the piece over it, hold it there and turn round, and put the needle through the start of that tiny piece of crochet and pull the yarn through and tighten it at the same time. And tighten it enough so that the start and the end of that crochet bit go together, and then put a stitch through so it stays there, and then you can shape it nicer. Mine isn't actually right in the middle. Is it better now? And then take the wreath bit and find the spot where you sewed it together. The bow is going to cover that. Set it on it and sew it there with a few stitches. It's good to sew it from both sides. There, and then finish off the yarn. One more thing, this here ribbon here. You can of course use silk ribbons or something like that too, or crochet one using glitter yarn like I have in here. But I'll make one now using the same red yarn. This is as simple as could be. You chain 16, chain 16, and then a single crochet into every stitch. After you get this finished and fastened off, it may curl a bit. I actually needed to steam the bits a little bit so that they stayed straight, or you can wet it depending on what kind of yarn you are using. If you are using glitter yarn, then there's not much to do because steaming doesn't do anything, nor does wetting. But if it's wool or cotton or something, bamboo, then you can steam it. Here it is, and then we just need to put it through that there band, and the easiest is to do it using a crochet hook. So just a hook through there under it and take hold of the ribbon bit and pull, and then mine is the wrong way around now, so I need to twist it, and there it goes. So here it's finished, and if you're going to hang it on a Christmas tree, then put a little string behind it, but here we are.